I think before coming to the fellowship, a lot of us thought of leaders as being extroverts, charismatic, and very formal in their approach. But through the many roundtables that we've been through, and with a lot of co-founders such as Bert Stone, who's a co-founder of Twitter, we found that leadership is going towards more authentic and purposefulness approach, bringing in a more humanness aspect to it.
Working at a startup in the Foundry's venture portfolio not only allowed us to see how high growth startups excel, but also how we can excel within them outside of the classroom. The experience sharpened our communication skills, our networking aptitude, and enhanced our prowess in leadership in our own styles.
In terms of mindset, we felt as though we were challenging imposter syndrome in the way of entrepreneurship and in the face of careers. Through this process, meeting leaders who've walked the path we want to walk down, we've realized that we should confront our limiting beliefs, believe in ourselves, and be willing to be less risk-averse to achieve our aspirations.
At the start of our fellowship, many of us had fixed assumptions about our careers, sort of squeezing ourselves into square holes, hoping to fit the mold. The fellowship stressed that we can structure our careers in a way which suits us, with many of us becoming interested in portfolio careers and working with startups.
Throughout this fellowship, we carried one question with us, revisiting it every week. Is becoming better than being? So a vehicle for self-actualization, this experience allowed us to discover and harness our purpose and bring flow into all areas of our lives.
And the main highlight from this fellowship is that the intensity of it condensed years of learning and growth into only 8 weeks.
Before the fellowship, I had a set of strong technical skills and professional achievements, but lacked the mental tools and self-confidence to pursue my purpose and become the leader I know I can be. This fellowship gave me those tools and self-confidence to boost my confidence and clarity from a 5 to a 9, and it's 9 because there's always room for improvement.
The main thing I want to share is that the major change for me and my team members is the change of mindset from imposter to leader. Seeing so many leaders finding their purposes and managing hard pivots in life, we find that the most important factor for becoming a leader is finding the problem to solve and to act upon it. The key strength of the Foundry is putting together at scale so many problem solvers. They come from so many different backgrounds, but essentially they're the same. They have become a leader because they see some of the greatest challenges on this planet.
So one of the big lessons I've learned through the fellowship experience, and it may sound a little consequential, is really the importance of effective communication. Effective communication does not only just create clarity of thought and expression, but more importantly than that, it's just such an essential tool to achieving productivity, maintaining the strong working relationships at all levels.
Final thing we all found that we'd learned a lot about in this program was the importance of networking, how to do it, and the confidence to do it through our personal coaching sessions. And one thing I think I'll always remember from Anna's sessions with us is that you don't have to be born into a network to build a really successful network. You just have to have the confidence to approach people and that self-belief.
We learned that different career paths exist, but in particular the difference between startups and corporate. For example, in a startup, individuals have much more tangible impacts on company direction, we have greater responsibility, and so on. It's also never too late to change direction, even if it does seem scary at first.
The Oxford Foundry Fellowship made me realize how I can incorporate my different skills to take on unique career paths. Realizing that I had a range of skills that can be applied towards many different careers gave me confidence about my passions and goals.
Upon reflection, I've seen many big changes in myself, from my knowledge about entrepreneurship to confidence in my own abilities. However, the biggest change has been in gaining clarity about what motivates me and what I see in my future. I now know that I aspire to be the spark that lights up the dynamite. I believe the sky is limitless, so me too, and I dream to create a world where we can all flourish.
When I first joined the fellowship, I was lost and my sense of direction was foggy. I was going with the flow and did not intend on finding my purpose so soon. I thought I had plenty of years to figure it out. But now the skies have cleared and I have a destination in mind. This fellowship has helped me get back to the ambitious, curious individual I once was.
So I have always set my eyes to translate innovation through an enterprise. And through this program, it's really a cornerstone to achieving that dream. This fellowship by Oxford Foundry and Satender really helped me to find an answer to this challenge. So I am ready for the next step in my dream. And I am ready to make a difference in the world and leave a legacy.
I've learned about the relevance of personal branding to improve my visibility and opportunities for my career. I've become more self-aware, and this is helping me deal with defeating self-thoughts and self-doubt. All these together have made me a more confident Dennis.
I suppose my greatest realization throughout this entire internship is that my personal purpose truly has to stem from the pursuit of my own passions.
We are all in a constant battle of trying to define who we are. For me, growing up in England with an Indian mom and a Jamaican dad, this question developed extra layers and complexities. However, trailblazers such as the Chair of Prudential, Shriti Videra, taught me to be unapologetically myself and to stride purposely and fearlessly towards my goals.
I want you to remember a time where someone said something that hurt you, something that cut you to the core, and I want you to remember how that made you feel. For me, that thing was a recurring sentiment that I'm too much, excessive, overly exuberant. For as long as I can remember, I've tried to shrink myself in little ways to prevent that perception. The Foundry Fellowship taught me that I should do the opposite. Be a firecracker, expressive, vibrant, and very difficult to extinguish. Why? Because when you are comfortable expressing yourself, you empower and allow others to do the same. The Foundry also taught, or should I say reminded me, to always strive to be the best that I can in any situation. I'm not sure where my future will take me exactly, although I have a few ideas. But what I do know is, whatever I do, I'll do a fabulous job.
Coming from a disadvantaged background, I only had molehills to climb and little motivation from those around me to move beyond them. When I entered Oxford, I propelled myself to new terrain, but could not move mountains like prejudice or climb mountains like financial stability. However, this scheme has given me gear to climb and push mountains. My load has been lightened because I'm not climbing and pushing on my own. I push mountains without myself being pushed backwards. I have clarity and I'm pursuing success, impact, and happiness. I want to move mountains for myself so that I can create paths for others, and I hope that you'd help me to do that. Thank you.
I cannot stress how much this entrepreneurship program has changed my life. I've been challenged to step out of my comfort zone, where I've picked up unique skills on contract law negotiation, which as a material scientist is something I never think I could ever be able to do. Alongside this, I've learned to leverage my network, where I've generated sponsorship for a biotechnology incubator program that I'm coordinating next year. It is honestly astounding to think that for someone who hated using LinkedIn before this program, I've now been headhunted for a specific role at Refine, an Oxford University startup spin-out.
The range of skills, sectors and speakers that the fellowship has given us access to has more than exceeded expectations, offering insights through both discussion-based learning and hands-on experience with local ventures.
Now, the Oxford Foundry Entrepreneurial Program has not only taught me about entrepreneurship and venture capitalism, but also encouraged me to take one step closer to really embracing my heritage, my background, and being prouder of the country, my country of origin. But more importantly, it pushed me to become a role model for others who might be afraid of embracing who they are because of how others might perceive them.
The programme has been a phenomenal opportunity to be able to meet like-minded individuals, learn how to develop an entrepreneurial network, and most importantly, gain perspective. The workshops have equipped me with a toolbox of frameworks, strategies, and tactics to apply to both my personal and entrepreneurial life.
But we can do much more for many more. So let's help underrepresented students add meaning to their lives. Let's propel their dreams into reality by funding programs of this sort, poised to give wings to their dreams and courage to their flight. Let's help them to unleash their potential, connect them with transformational mentors and coaches, and immerse them in networks that would match them with invaluable opportunities. Let's tear down the iniquitous, commonplace in the VC and startup space, and nurture inclusive-minded fellows so we can accelerate our journey towards building a more inclusive society. With OXFO Fellowship, we believe strongly that we can do much more for many more. Thank you.
That has been incredibly inspiring, and it just goes to show why we do what we do. I mean, beyond being the right thing to do, I mean, socially and historically, to level a playing field, even economically. I think lack of ethnic diversity in business costs the economy alone like £24 billion. So actually the importance of empowering, encouraging and enabling future leaders who come from completely different backgrounds, who have completely different experiences, different disciplines is absolutely critical. Talent is everywhere, but opportunity isn't. And all we've done is married opportunity with talent over the course of these 8 weeks, and you guys have made the absolute most of it. So thank you so much, and thank you to the team.